AI simulation. The 20131 Global War. Ashes of Empires. Phase 1. Provocation. Late 2030. After years of proxy warfare in Ukraine, NATO crosses the final red line. In the fall of 2030, the United Kingdom, under a new ultra-hawkish government, sends a covert battalion of special forces to Crimea to sabotage key Russian naval assets. Moscow intercepts intelligence proving UK involvement. The Kremlin issues an ultimatum: full withdrawal of all NATO elements from Ukraine within 72 hours, or face irreversible consequences. Washington and Brussels call Russia's bluff. British Prime Minister Oliver Hayes, emboldened by US backing and the illusion of technological superiority, doubles down. The British public, largely unaware of the imminent threat, continues business as usual. Phase 2, the flashpoint, January 3, 2031. At 4:16 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time, a hypersonic missile, carrying a tactical nuclear warhead, strikes London. Target: the government quarter near Westminster. The explosion vaporizes the Parliament, Downing Street, and MI6 headquarters. Over 1.5 million perish in the first 2 hours. Russia officially claims responsibility, stating it was a measured retaliatory strike for UK war crimes and covert operations in Crimea. Chaos erupts. European markets crash. Martial law is declared in multiple NATO countries. Civilian panic spreads from Oslo to Madrid. Phase 3. The domino falls. January, February 2031. NATO invokes Article 5. A joint U.S. French, German command authorizes strategic airstrikes on Kaliningrad and the Black Sea Fleet. Simultaneously, cyber attacks cripple Russia's civilian infrastructure, banking, power grids, and satellite communications. Beijing, having prepared for this scenario in coordination with Moscow under the Eurasian Defense Pact, declares a no-fly zone over Taiwan and seizes key trade choke points in the South China Sea. As the West scrambles to respond on two fronts, China invades Taiwan under the guise of national unification. Phase 4, Total War, March, June 2031. Russia launches additional nuclear salvos. Warsaw and Brussels are hit with tactical nukes. Berlin is spared, but targeted with an EMP weapon, collapsing its grid. The U.S. retaliates with nuclear strikes on Sevastopol, Volgograd, and Vladivostok. Meanwhile, China conducts surgical nuclear strikes on U.S. carrier groups in the Pacific and disables Japan's naval capabilities with cyber and space-based warfare. By April 2031, over 200 million casualties have been recorded globally. Refugee flows exceed World War II levels. Cities like Paris, Istanbul, and New York live under 24/7 surveillance and curfew. Artificial intelligence and drone swarms dominate the battlefield. Phase 5. Mutually assured collapse, late 2031. With global trade halted, food shortages spark riots across Europe, and the U.S. financial systems are in freefall. India, Brazil, and several African nations try to mediate peace, but the trust between superpowers is beyond repair. Russia and China declare victory as the Anglo-Atlantic Empire crumbles from within. The UK becomes a wasteland. Washington, D.C., though spared a direct nuclear hit, loses global influence. A new world order emerges. Eurasia, led by China and Russia, controls energy, tech, and currency trade through a gold-backed blockchain system. The West, fractured and exhausted, retreats inward, facing populist revolts and political collapse. The United Nations is disbanded. A new alliance, the Global Stability Forum, replaces it, headquartered in Shanghai. Simulation summary. Trigger: UK intervention in Crimea. First strike: Russian nuke on London. Alliances: Russia-China versus NATO. Outcome: collapse of Western hegemony, rise of a Sino-Russian global order. Casualties: estimated 1.5 billion direct and indirect over 2 years. End state: fragmented world, militarized zones, and a shattered global economy.